Right, hello everybody. I'm balancing about 15 computers and OBS, and I really don't know what I'm doing, so this is going to go very well. But let's give it a try anyway, just for amusement's sake. So I'm just looking at the main GLA screen. Hey, I'm big. So cool. There we go. And it's the right way round. Right. So I'm Steve. You probably know me from GDevCons and workshops and blogs and things. And I started the community training initiative really to plug a gap that has been left. And it's really to do, for me, more with engineers with their first project. That's my aiming point, is to try and give some confidence. So I'm really, thanks, Tim. I really want to sort of try and bring comfort to worried engineers and bring that back, which always used to be the hands-on stuff. But it also has ramifications for sort of STEM hobbyist students, things like that. And I like the concept of open sourced training. I like the whole idea behind open source, really. This is Audrey Tang. She's a genius and Minister of Digital Affairs in Taiwan, but she's very big in the open source community, and I quite liked the analogy is that to do with walking along the same way, and if everyone uses the same footprints, that path becomes a road, and it makes it easier for people behind it. And that's really the key between the community training initiative is we're open sourcing everything, and anyone can do anything they like with it. There's this standard MIT license. We'd very much like people to put back, as in the open source way, but that's not necessarily that's not a stipulation. And so what we're trying to put in is infrastructure, pre-built infrastructure, which means you can build upon existing frameworks. So I've just cribbed this off of an article about open source benefits and advantages, but we really want to hit these key areas of low cost upfront, low cost on an ongoing basis, or no cost, and no cost for the upfront as well. But better community-based collaboration. I want the courses to be constantly being updated, but not by me. I'm not the best person to be updating courses, by people who are giving them and people who are taking them, and just gradually building up on this. So this, again, we need community input for this. So the technologies that we're using currently, we've got VirtualBox VMware images that you can install. They're OVAs. You can install directly into VirtualBox, which is free. VMware was free before Broadcom took it over. Who knows now? But they have both been tested with that. That install will give you pretty much everything you need to get going. It's 8 gig. It's a big old download, and it'll have LabVIEW and drivers installed, and then links to the GitHub page. So the GitHub page is where everything happens, really. And that's the address, is GitHub LabVIEW Community Training. And there's 7 repositories. We're hoping to grow them. I'll show you more on that in a second. The version of LabVIEW everything's written in currently is LabVIEW 23Q3. If you don't want to do it in Linux, because the virtual machines are all in Linux, currently OpenSUSE, but I'm going to tell you more in a minute. If you just want to use it in Windows, well, you can use it in Windows. Just go to the GitHub page. Don't do the virtual machine. Nancy Henson plans to update the manual with a Windows version of the instructions as well. So again, this is this community aspect. People are improving things as we go along. So and this is, we want to just keep chipping away a little bit. Everyone, lots of people making lots of small improvements, and that's open source to a key. So where are we? So coming soon, Georgios Salavoutis, over here in the UK has built us a new virtual machine. This is wonderful. He has taken the size of the virtual machine down from 8 gig to 5 gig. This is a full operating system with LabVIEW and all drivers, all installable into a virtual machine. So let's show you that now. So I'll show you quickly the before. If I can remember the password, of course. It's LabVIEW training, by the way. Which of course I haven't got right. Okay, so this is how it was in OpenSUSE. So it looks like a reasonably standard desktop, blah, blah, blah. There's your LabVIEW. There's the getting started stuff. So all your materials here, training materials. Let's make that full size. And away you go. So this was 8 gig. Don't do that. Let's have a look at what Georgios has done for us. Notice the lovely new logo. Oh, and this is Lubuntu. So Ubuntu is actually quite a nice direction to go, because I think that's probably going to be the most supported version. I have reasons for liking OpenSUSE, which I'll probably discuss at some point. But here you can see it's the same thing, 64-bit. So there seems to be a misconception that the LabVIEW Community Edition is 32-bit. It's not. It's 64-bit. And here we are. And here's the hands-on project, which is the emulated hardware. Looking really cool. You can just do that. It's just standard, lovely standard LabVIEW. Very nice. And that's the other aspect here is what you get with each repository. You get all the manuals. So let's have a look at course manuals. Boop. So there's a course manual there. You can modify it, stick anything you like on it, update it with new hardware. We're using a Pico, which uses standard Visa, which has had a Visa which Derek Bomarito has made for it. So it looks like standard hardware. You're training with standard hardware. And this will, you know, it could be a $5 Pico, but it could also be a $20,000 Spectrum analyzer. They all use Visa. So you're learning from the ground up. But if you haven't got the $5, use the emulator, and it will work exactly the same way. So it can be no cost, or it can have some hardware that you can attach to it. If you don't want to use Picos, if you've got other hardware, rewrite the course with the new hardware. There's no stopping any of this from happening. What I'd really love is that then comes back as a repository and we can use it for everyone else. So John's saying the community from downloads page only shows 32, but you have to choose the non-community download and activate it with your community license. Not in Linux, it doesn't. I just downloaded the standard in Linux. I'm going to have a look at that in a minute. Hold on. To prove the point. But anyway, so this is nice. Nice new logo. I love that. So that's cool. I'm hoping in my 50 minutes I can give you a quick feel for actually what it is that we're doing as well, by way of explanation. So Enrique Noé Arias, he's going to kill me for murdering his name, I'm sorry, is doing a Spanish language hands-on, and that looks great too. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Bear with, I've failed on my first effort. So, and if we go into repos, so this is our GitHub page, go into all our different repos, there's our Spanish. It's not complete yet. He's currently working on that. And here's the course manuals. Actually, no, he's not using my open document format. He's actually using markup. So again, don't want that one. Let's see, course. Sorry, I'm struggling with my Spanish here. And there's the course materials, all in Spanish. Lovely. And I want other languages. People, add other languages. Let's broaden this. Again, there's no restrictions here on doing this. There's no time constraints. Do a little bit. New G Central website. So Jesper has, which is nice, has mentioned this, so I don't have to talk about that. So that's cool. But we got a page on that. Again, everything's coming from G Central, so that's really cool. Nancy Henson is very into this, and she's making some videos. I've seen the first lesson which she's done. So she's taken the first lesson from the manual. It's great because she's modified it to her own needs. And that's exactly what we want to be doing. I don't want to stipulate how this is done. I've added material so people can modify it. So everything's there to be modified. Even the hardware drivers for the Pico, it's all there. You know, it's for people to play with. And I want people to make money with this. You know, go out, do training, do a training course, build a training course, brand it as your own. I don't care. Just go out, train people who don't know how to do LabVIEW. That's all I care about. And take it to STEM, take it to a company. If you are an alliance partner, brand it. Go and do a hands-on. Go and do a hands-on with a group of 10 people in your target area. Sit them in a room and do a hands-on and use it as marketing. It's the best marketing for small alliance partners. So just feel free. Add new hardware, Digilent, Arduinos, do it all. You know, Arduinos. I'm actually using Arduinos in my other project. Wonderful, wonderful machines. And I just took this quote as a whole from Nancy, really, because we were just kicking up the discussion about, and it's really a chance for it to extend the brand and brand the manual, extend it, find creative ways to monetize the CTO, or leverage to do free stuff. You know, take it somewhere and do it out there in the world. Do, you know, train people. So this is what I mean by don't be afraid to sort of monetize this, because a sustainable system is monetizable. And that's it. So any questions?